Here.
Bart Shockley,
Here.
Tim Turney,
Here.
Ken Wingfield,
Here.
Tandy Pryor.
We have a quorum. Next order of business will be the minutes from the January 5th meeting. They've been presented. We will entertain a motion to approve as presented, amend.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve January 5th, 2026 minutes as submitted.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any corrections, additions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next order of business we have two public hearings. The second on our agenda, which is the Coached LLC additional use permit on 421 Elkhorn Place. They have asked for that to be postponed until next month, so we will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve that, I guess.
To postpone until.
Postpone, so.
Motion is made to postpone until next month. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion been made and second. That will be postponed and be taken up February and March. And now we'll go back to public hearing item number 1. Brian?
Did you ask for a vote for that?
It was unanimous. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. Brian and Jamie Miller have filed for a conditional use permit on a tract of land containing 10.25 acres located at 1132 Huntertown Road. Steve, could you update everyone, please?
Here, it looks like the laptop is locked up. Here we go. We had, I'll just follow along your staff report, there are reference page numbers. So on page 1 of your
Steve.
staff report.
Microphone. Thank you.
We had application filed on January 5th, 2026, as you heard, for 1132 Huntertown Road. There's the arrow up on the screen that shows the property. It's approximately 10.025 acres in size. It's zoned agriculture, or A1. Has frontage on Huntertown Road, and the applicant is requesting a conditional use permit to operate a short-term rental establishment in the A1 zone. Again, look at the property kind of from the road, and there's the aerial of the property. And there's kind of a zoomed out shot of the neighborhood. Again, most of the area out here is zoned single-family residential, which does not allow short-term rental uses, but there's an ag property there in the center, as well as several to the south and some further to the west. Again, the existing farm kind of surrounded by existing neighborhoods. Page 2 of the staff report, we get into the zoning ordinance verbiage, where we outline how we do short-term rentals as conditional use permits. Page 2 is basically the ag zone verbiage. Bottom of page 2 starts the conditional use permits, and at the top of page 3, you see that short-term rental establishments, whether hosted or dedicated, are eligible activities in the A1 zone with the approval of a conditional use permit. Specific standards for short-term rental start on bottom of page 3, continue on page 4 and 5. The county provision that's unique, different than the city of Midway and Versailles, is highlighted in yellow on page 4, and our definition of short-term rentals on the bottom of page 5. The applicants started on page 6. The zoning ordinance article 4, section 407.5 says when considering a conditional use permit, the Board of Adjustments may attach certain conditions to its approval which it feels are necessary requirements in order to preserve and protect the character of the district in which the proposed use would be located. And the applicant submitted 7 conditions, as well as turned in the exhibit here that's up on the screen, a surveyed exhibit that shows the property, shows the building, shows the driveway, fence lines, and other things. I won't go through the specific conditions. I'll let the applicant maybe get up and address how they came about their conditions, but they're typical in nature, which you all see on a lot of these cases. Regular number of guests, quiet hours, parking, etc. Page 8 of the staff report, we have our staff items of concern, fairly minor issues that we bring up on every conditional use permit. And then the review criteria and findings are outlined on page 8. Review criteria is in 407.4, and the findings required 407.5. And like every case, there's a motion on page 10, up or down, if the board gets to that point, that our attorney can help you guys wordsmith if you get to that point in the application. And I believe that's all I have, unless you all have any questions for me.
Board members, any questions for Steve?
No. Thank you.
Hearing none, would the applicant care to speak?
Sure.
Just state your name.
Will you turn that microphone on, please?
Sure will. I'm Brian Miller, and my wife Jamie. We are the owners. We've owned the property for 6 years. It is our intention, you can see from the road in the middle of the property, there is a mobile home. It's a double wide. We have had it rented to a family for the last several years. First year we owned the property, we did not rent it. And then we decided to rent it. Actually, COVID hit, and we were going to try to do this very same thing back then, prior to COVID. But once COVID hit, we decided to go ahead and rent it. So we rented to a family. They've just moved out. So we thought we would try to apply for this and see if it was a possibility to turn the double wide trailer into I guess you call it a VRBO or a B&B, Airbnb, something like along those lines. In terms of, I'll address, we've talked about 10 being the maximum number. It is our desire to keep the property zoned agriculture. When we initially bought it, there were some discussions about us trying to develop it, but it is our ultimate goal to keep it agriculture, keep it in the family, and eventually build on the property. But currently, we're still trying to pay for the farm enough that we can build a home on it. So, quiet hours, we were talking about going to 7 to 11.
10?
7 to 10.
10 to 7.
10,
Okay.
okay.
Again, the 7 about the-
Sorry. Anything else specifically that would be helpful to address? I'm happy to do that.
Is there just, the double wide is the only house on the farm?
Yes, it is.
There's no other building on the
No,
farm?
there's buildings, there are barns though.
Okay.
Why did you decide to go with a short-term rental as opposed to another long-term rental?
Possibility for more income, a variety of individuals that want to come to Woodford County to experience some of the things that we offer. Obviously the Bourbon Trail, we're close to Keeneland, Versailles itself, so I just see that as an easy attraction. I mean, it may not work very well, but we want to try it, so that's kind of our goal, to see if it will work. If it does work, we will invest the money into the trailer to make it a little bit nicer, but we'll wait and see before that decision is made.
So how many bedrooms does the trailer have?
Currently 3, 2 bath, kitchen, back patio with a small storage building behind it.
How many square feet, do you know?
1,200?
1472 or something. I don't know, yeah.
Close to 1,500.
Is 10 people a lot for that?
It could be. We figure 2 per bedroom and then a couple in the living room should we have a pull out. Could be bunk beds for kids in one room we were considering.
Typically, if this were approved, we would add a stipulation that the person we have in the past rented, whoever the signer is renting it, must be at least 25.
Yeah, we were discussing that earlier. Age 25. Okay.
Just to keep everything out. We'll see. I think 10 is a lot for a 1,500 square foot house. You have 10 acres.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be where, I looked at, where is the trailer on that map?
Right in the center, right where the numbers are.
Right where
With the
the,
red number.
right,
It's on top of it.
right. So how much, if people were there, how much space do they have? They have access to the entire farm or just the trailer?
It would be my goal, there's a fence actually goes around the trailer. You can kind of see the diagram.
Okay.
You can see the barn is to the left. Right before the barn, there's the entranceway that comes up to the trailer, and there is a fence that goes, it's like a rectangle all the way around. That would be the confinement.
Do you know how big a space that is?
Not specifically, but I would say it's about an acre.
Okay. Would you know about how far the back fence is from the neighbors directly behind you?
Which side? The one with the road on the entrance or the other side?
The ones with the
Either.
houses right behind you? I'm assuming that's behind you, either way.
So you've
That's
got
on each
Locust
side.
Grove
On
on
each-
one side, you have the entranceway, which is the easement to the property, and you pull in there in front of the barn. That's, well, the road itself's probably 25 yards across. And then you're coming over to the trailer, you're probably looking at another 50 yards. And then from the end of the trailer over to the property line where you have Paddock Drive homes, you're looking at, I'd say at least 250 to 300 feet.
Okay.
It's a pretty good distance, especially when you mow it with a zero turn every week.
Are there any other questions from the board members?
I have one that, I'm far from an expert on the law, but is there a limit on how many people per bedroom in a short-term rental in the county?
I was just going to bring it up. Mr. Miller, our
Yes.
zoning ordinance says that each room shall be designed for two people. So if you got 3 bedrooms,
six.
we're capped at 6. It also says, I guess, if we're talking 3 bedrooms, we're fine, that there has to be a parking space for each guest room, which it sounds like you can accommodate.
Yeah, plenty of space for
But
that.
if it were capped at 6 because of 3 bedrooms, is that a workable situation for you?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah. It's
Mr.
worth a
Shockers,
try.
then.
That's kind of where we're at.
Okay. And I'll just add in, from an interpretation, so that standard's on page 4. And it says, so we always every month look at the number of guests. That's a head count number we look at. But actually the ordinance dictates how many rooms or suites you can have. And then the parking jumps off of that, as well as that it's a limit of 2 adults per guest room or suite. But everyone designs them a little different. So in this case, if it's 3 bedrooms and those are 3 sleeping quarters, and it obviously would say 6. But they're designed to be 2 guests and then whatever kids. So when you look at the head count, you almost got to say, well, 6 adults, but with kids, it could be 11 or 12. It just depends how the kids scatter around the house, I guess. But the ordinance works in number of suites, a maximum of adults per room, and then 1 car per room. Now, if they convert a dining room to a sleeping quarters, then obviously that's where you go from 3 to 4. But 5 is the maximum bedroom or suites, however they convert the house. So there's never more than 10 adults, and then kids would be a floating number on top of that. So when you guys regulate head count, it's kind of adults technically, but it's really a number of bedrooms technically. And then the math should all work, which you guys get to every month, funny enough, just like you're talking about.
So does that stand with this idea of 3 bedrooms, 6 adults?
Yeah,
Kids,
unless
3 parking
there's
spaces.
another room in there that can be a sleeping quarters, that,
Right.
become the 4th suite, for example, or room.
Right, it doesn't say bedroom, it says room or suite,
That's exactly
designed to
right.
be, to accommodate, so.
So,
So if there's 3 couples, they each got 3 kids. I mean,
you could
can we
have,
still cap it at 10?
you guys can cap it at
maximum?
what you want, but
Just
just
cap
you
whatever,
can cap it
whatever we
you
think
want.
is fair.
But we're typically looking at adults, the max is adults per room, and the kids might stay in there too with their parents, you never know.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right.
It's something I thought of and I forgot. If I think of it, I'll let you know.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill.
Would anyone else in the audience care to speak to this issue?
Oh, I'll say what I was gonna add. We live like a half a mile from there. And I'm done.
Yep, go back to that.
We live approximately a half a mile from there in Eagle Crest, so I'm there about every day doing something. So we monitor the property pretty close, not to mention I maintain it and do a few agricultural things on the property. So just giving you that info to know that I will be watching.
All right. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Hector Hernandez, and I'm I'm the proprietor of the 114 Locust Grove property. And my concern about this is the incompatibility of the surrounding land use, because Mr. Miller knew that he was purchasing an A1 property, and now he's de facto converting it into a commercial use. This will negatively affect the quality of life on the nearby residents and alter the established character of the community. So my concern is that it conflicts with a comprehensive master plan, for one. There is a potential issue that we're going to have noise and light pollution, added traffic, and a change in the neighborhood character. The decrease on the property value for the people who live in the surrounding area would be impacted, would have a negative impact. And it would be more difficult for us to be able to resell our properties. Any revenue that you may generate, the county may generate through the taxes that you might obtain through this change in this property, would be by far more affected by the negative impact on the rest of the properties. And none of the sales and use tax that this may derive would be coming directly to the community. So I request that it is, the proposal is not approved, because it changes not only the way we have been living, it affects the whole community. As you can see from the picture over there, the whole area is surrounded by residential properties.
Thank you. Would anyone else care to speak to this?
I live next door to him. My only concern is the slippery slope.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry, Luke Krantz. He's got other properties and I didn't know what property it was, if it was the trailer or, I'm not concerned necessarily about this, but I'm concerned about what happens if he decides he wants to, or they decide they want to build other properties on it and rent it out. Is that up for debate, or what happens then?
No, that's a whole nother issue. That's outside of our control. But that would have to be through a planning and zoning. That's a 10-acre piece of property, so A1, 30 acres. You have to build a house.
Well, I mean, like, he's got 2 buildings there that he could turn into Airbnbs, and that's what I was afraid it might be, because that's right behind my
They're
house.
not residents. If they're barns, they're not a residence.
I stayed in one this weekend. That was just a big metal building turned into a home.
Well, to expand the guest rooms, he'd have to come back and change his conditional use permit. What we're granting today wouldn't let him expand
Okay.
Airbnb use
Yeah.
into other buildings.
Okay. That's all I got.
Would anyone else care to speak to this? Last chance.
Well, they're wrong. We're just listening.
Would the applicant care to respond to anything? You don't have to, you just have a right to.
I do know Mr. Krantz, so I'll be glad to address these. So in terms of the buildings, I mean, they are nice, large barn structures, but there's no setup inside of them to create any kind of living conditions. I'm currently building a room inside of one, but that's basically to appease my wife and get that barn sorted out and organized, because that's basically the gist of it. So no, there's no plan to develop anything. Really, it's just, can we generate a little more income to help us get to our goal to build a home on there that we've always wanted to build and live on, and eventually pass this on to our 2 sons. So that's our goal. We do not wish to develop the property. So at least that is our intentions, and we would like to build a home on the property at some point in time.
Do you have a time frame to build your home?
No. No. She's still working, I'm retired and still working, so that's just I don't, we don't.
Would you continue to do the short-term rental after you built a house there?
I guess that would be a question. We'd have to move the trailer because that's where the home would go. So
Okay.
I don't know. That's the prime piece right there where the trailer sits. So the trailer's got to move in order to rent it. So
Would that,
no, that'd be another discussion.
would that void
another day.
our conditional use if the trailer moved?
They had to move it, they'd have to come back.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's,
There's a lot more issues than just that trailer if you build a house there.
All right.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Board members, anything else before we close this hearing? We will close this public hearing, and we will seek a motion to approve or deny the conditional use permit.
Let's see. Just trying to find their,
Keep going.
which one, I was trying to find their
Other conditions?
conditions.
page 6.
This is on 6, okay.
Bottom there, yeah.
So if we did approve this, we would change 1 to 6, correct? Adults,
Yes.
and then add the 25.
And what I would probably do, Bart, is I change the, where it says 10 to 6,
Right,
maximum 10 people.
okay.
That would limit the number, you couldn't have more, but limit,
Okay.
that would be,
In 25 years, right? At 25 years, the person signing the
yes.
agreement has to be
And
25.
the other, I would also like to add that it runs with the owner, not with the land. The
Okay.
conditional use permit.
All right.
I'm thinking about whether we need to specify that it applies to this structure. I mean, I know that there are other considerations that would come with removing the trailer and building a house, but if that's something that we're interested in discussing, I don't know if you have an opinion on that, Steve.
Whatever y'all want.
I would,
Something that said any relocation or
yeah,
proposed
Yeah.
relocation.
is limited to the,
Would have to come back.
Right,
the existing structure as it sits.
right.
I think also, to add, if any lighting is added, it all has to be directed downward, so there'd be no light pollution. We have the quiet hours that are already listed in there. No events, parties, or amplified outdoor music. Actually, just any outdoor music, which is typical of a lot of the ones that we do.
You got those, Kim? Right. With that being said, I will make a motion to approve the conditional use permit for a short-term rental establishment in an existing structure located at 1132 Huntertown Road, along with the applicant and board's agreed upon conditions. Granting the conditional use permit does not substantially conflict with the purpose of this ordinance, and I'm trying to find it. And I believe it's consistent. One of the objections to it would change the neighborhood, and I do not believe it will adversely affect the general neighborhood or the district in which it is proposed.
I think ordinance asks us to find that the number of guest rooms, and that number was clarified by the applicant as 3, will not affect the surroundings. It's kind of what you just said,
Right.
but yeah. And then additionally, that we heard testament from the applicant that this short-term rental use would support the tourism industry in the county.
Motion has been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and second. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Motion carries. We will seek one more motion.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you all very much. So, Mayor,